Hello, hello? Oh my God! Oh, Jesus Christ, Chelsea!
Alright, I think that zombie's had enough fun. Right, time for the tutorial. You are going to need a non-toxic glue stick, a palette knife or an art spatula, assorted paintbrushes and makeup brushes. Sorry, they're dirty. Then you will need some sponges to paint your face. Ta-da! Red, black and brown water-based paints. Liquid latex. Some fabulous cotton wool. Some foundation. Then either fresh scab, wound filler or scratch blood. This is actually the only footage that I have of me applying glue to my eyebrow, but it's from the day before, so ignore the differences. Right, make sure that you line your entire eyebrow with the glue from the glue stick. You don't want to get any of those hairs ripped out when you apply the latex. And then let it dry. You're going to take your red paint around your mouth and then extend away from the lips, up, down and to the sides, and then go in with the black paint. Don't worry about any hard edges, we will be blending those out. See, told you so. Taking a wet sponge, you then want to go in with the red and finish the design and let it dry. Right, hat's coming off. It's getting serious. Wet your finger and then add some red paint underneath your eye. Make sure that it's the eye that doesn't have the glued eyebrow. You can use brushes, but I prefer not to. I somehow managed to forget that I was doing a full face zombie tutorial, so now I'm extending the red paint up towards my eye. Make sure that it's the eyebrow that has been glued, and then I'm going to extend it around my nose, down my neck, above the eyebrow, and then get creative with it. Why not? Add a few splodges here and there. Zombies decaying isn't exactly symmetrical, you know. I will name him Splodge, and forever he shall be Splodge. Then, just like with the mouth, you want to go over with a black sponge and stipple black onto your face. And then taking a wet brush, we are going to blend all of that out. Don't I look sexy? Don't forget about splodge. Then going back in with your red paint, you want to go and dab in to create more depth. Then take the black paint and circle around the eye, going underneath the eye, as well as above the eyelid towards the brow bone. Again, remember to do this on the eyebrow that we glued down at the beginning. And blend out if you wish, it's optional. I was feeling a bit ambitious, so decided to give Splodge a friend. You then want to go and add liquid latex above your upper lip. And then add some cotton wool to fashion yourself a marvellous moustache. You then want to add some more liquid latex around the border of the cotton wool, and then go ahead and cover all of it. Whilst the latex is still wet, you then want to go and pull the cotton wool to create your zombie mouth. The more uneven, the better. You then want to start extending the mouth, starting from the top first, and applying cotton wool and getting creative with it. Again, start using the latex from the border first and then pull in the cotton wool to create the tears. You then want to do the same thing that you did for the top lip, but instead you want to start further down and then go ahead and apply that cotton wool and liquid latex. Then if you want, you can add some extra pieces if you're feeling adventurous, you know, to smarten things up. You know what I mean. Once that latex is dry, you can then start pulling at it to give you more leeway when it comes to painting afterwards. Right, splodges turn. So you want to start from the outside and work your way in, using the same method that you did for the mouth, that liquid latex and the cotton wool. And then you want to manipulate the cotton wool around all of the shaded areas to create the best effect. You can then go in with your palette knife or spatula and you can start picking holes to create a better effect. Eyeball time! Right, what we're going to do is add the liquid latex above the eyebrow. This is really important for when we have finished with the cotton wool and we want to drag it down. It's going to help add depth and it means that the cotton wool will not stick in your eye. No one wants that. Then go and add some latex onto your cheekbone and do exactly the same thing that you did for the mouth. Add some bits here and there, make it look as ugly as possible. You know that you can always go and take it off if you really want to, and you can rip the cotton wool apart to give you the best effect. Ew, gross. Now it's time to fill in all those shaded areas. Doing the same as we did with splodge, we are going to go around the outside first and then work our way to the inside. Palette knife / spatula time. Don't forget about those neck pieces. If you feel like there's anything else that you need to touch up after you finish with the neck pieces, do that now and wait to dry. Anyway, next you want to take a wet brush and some brown paint and you want to go lightly over all of the cotton wool and latex. This will help us to merge the zombie flesh in with our normal skin towards the end. I'm totally lying to you and I don't even know why. What I mean is that once we have finished coating over our cotton wool and latex with the brown, we will then be going in with our foundation and merging it with our skin. Foundation time. Unlike with the brown, you will just be going around the edges of your zombie flesh to incorporate it into your own skin so that there is a nice subtle gradient. Once that is completed, you then want to go into all of the grooves in your mouth with red paint. And then just like before, we're going to go over all of that again with black to give it more depth. Then taking a wet brush, you want to go into all of the crevices in your zombie flesh with some black paint and lightly dab it over your rotting flesh. And then do the same with the red and wait for it to dry. Moving on to our eyeball, we are then going to be taking some red paint diluted in water and extending that upwards and downwards. And then doing the same with the black paint diluted in water, we're going to go back over our eyeball strings. Then going back in again with that wet brush and some brown paint, we're going to add a bit more colour to this, not too much because we are dead. And then add a bit more red and black into random places just for funsies. Yeah! Next, take your scratch blood, scab blood, wound filler, whichever you prefer, and take your palette knife and go into all those grooves in your mouth and extend upwards and downwards, just like you did with the paint. Add your blood of choice onto your eyeball strings. And then basically just go to town with all of that blood and add it to your zombie flesh to create more depth. Annoyingly, this looks a lot more red on camera than it does in person. I did actually use the dark red scratch blood, but hey ho, lesson learned. And then finally you can go in with that wet paintbrush and use the brown to blend all of those colours out. And there you have it. Zombie flesh. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel. All of the products that I have used are listed in the description below, so if you are interested, go check it out. Thanks for watching, guys. See you later.